So, while I was out today picking up those 350 V2s, the hyperspaces, I also picked up another pair of shoes, which you can see right here in this box. So, as somebody, I think once it Splash I'm Drippy pointed out, I do. He finally noticed that I get a lot of these boxes on here. He's saying something about how many Air Maxes I've opened back to back to back to back. But yeah, before we get into this, so one of the things that was kind of crazy about today was, because I got up there and one of the guys was kind of telling me how everything worked. He was telling me like, yeah, stay around here because we're going to clean up the list because everybody signs their name on a little list just so they know who showed up. So when they check the list every so often, if people aren't still around there, then they take their name off of the list, which is good, right? So he was telling me that when they do these releases, that there will be these hordes of like Chinese resellers that come in to like buy up all the shoes, and like they bring all their friends with them and stuff, and just sell them off on the other markets and everything. And it sounded kind of crazy, I mean, not unrealistically crazy, but just like, what? Maybe I'm imagining this to be more than it is. But no, sure enough, when we actually started lining up, it was like a whole sea of them, and then like that one black dude right here, and I'm just like, this is crazy to me. It's weird. But in the end, it all worked out because I got what I was there for. I assume they got what they were there for. I don't speak their language, so I don't know. But they seemed to all walk away with boxes of various things. So whatever, good for them, and good for me too. Anyway, so along with the Yeezy release, there was also this. So something of I guess depending on how you want to look at it, this is an early review, only because these technically haven't come out just yet in the States because they come out later on the 16th. Right now it's 6 p.m.-ish? So here you have it. The Mars Landing Air Max 90 QS for Quick Strike. So this particular shoe, I was not sure how to feel about it when I first saw it, because I saw just the shoe itself, and I was like, that's a weird look to me. Just the way the upper is designed, the look of it, that is, the design on it. And I looked at that and I was like, okay, that's not what I'm used to, but let's see what else is going on. And then a picture or two over, I saw the whole 3M thing, and I was like, oh, well now we're in business, right? Now you got to jump on it. I'm a 3M guy. It really like tickles my fancy, as some would say. And now I'm looking at this in hand. It feels a little different than I expected it to, but I don't know how I expected it to feel. I guess maybe more like a normal Air Max 90. And it's got like these two sets of laces, the black ones, and then some kind of like orange with some dots in there. Maybe that's like some Mars dust on there. I'm not really sure, but I'm kind of leaning towards these orange ones with the gray dots being the ones that go in here. And one of the things that I also didn't know about this shoe until recently watching Tokyo Butter 23's preview of it was that the bottom of it is kind of a translucent look. But anyway, so let's get into let's start the review here now that I've rambled on enough about the other things. So on the sole, on the bottom, right, the midsole there, nothing spectacular. It's just your standard sole that you would see on an Air Max 90. They're not all colored with the speckles or anything, but it's not uncommon either. So you got that. And then on the bottom, as I was saying moments ago, it's kind of like that translucent look that's similar to something that I did a review of the other day. I'm thinking it was those Gyaxu Pegasus, those Gyaxu Pegasus 35 Turbos. I think it was those. It was something that I was looking at. But yeah, so this, it looks like under there, it kind of has just like an astronaut boot sort of print. You can kind of see that with like the lines and everything going across there. It's a nice little touch. I mean, it makes sense, like if you were on Mars, you probably wouldn't wear just an Air Max. You'd want something a little better, for the terrain maybe? I don't know. I don't know anything about Mars now that I think about it. Not a bit, other than that it's red. Anyways, so moving past that, moving on to the upper part. So it's kind of like that orangish reddish color with some black in there. And it looks to me like they took a picture and just kind of like printed it all across here as one massive print job. I mean, you can kind of see where there are different things that would have had to have been printed separately just because it's different layers of the fabric or layers of the material, whatever. But overall, it came out pretty good. And then then going along over to the back, you have this silver tab for the Nike Air. I think that's a pretty nice touch. It looks very, like, you know, spaceship, space travel, NASA oriented or whatever. Real quick, in the middle of this, I'm just going to stop for a second. I went and saw Captain Marvel while I was out. A lot of space things going on in that movie that I didn't expect because I never watched any of the trailers. And as a person that doesn't like things like that, like the Star Wars and the Star Trek, like, I feel like that's what those movies would be like. And I just couldn't really get into it because that would keep happening. And I'm like... Then the last few minutes came around and I was like, okay, this has potential. So now I'm looking forward to her being in other things, but that, whatever. Back to the review. Alright, so again, back on the upper, everything's looking pretty nice here. The feel, like I was saying, it is a little different. It feels more like, I don't know, like nylon or something, and even looking at it, I'm not quite sure what to make of it. I'm not complaining in any way, don't take it the wrong way. Sometimes things are just different and you try to make sense of it, you know? But whatever. And then moving back to the front and moving up the tongue, here you have the same style tab as on the back for the Nike at the top of the tongue. So that's not too bad. It's a nice little touch. Again, on the back it feels a little more solid, on the tongue it feels a little softer. But that makes a little more sense because on the tongue you would want a little more flexibility. On the back, I mean, that's kind of how that makes sense to be. So now one of the things that I'd like to see if there's much difference between the two shoes, because sometimes you get shoes like this and it's a completely different look all around. This one, it's largely the same. You can see where the print is the same. It's not just like, you know, computer generated randomly and it just looks similar. Now, if you look close enough, you'll find where the fabric is made to kind of match up. So it's just that the coloring came off a little different on each one. So one thing, like, let's flip these over. So if you look at the tongue or the toe box there, it's similar. You can see like where the 3 dots are or whatever. But like on this pair on the right side it's a little darker, on this pair on the left side it's a little lighter. But it's still ultimately the same thing. So it doesn't bother me. I was just curious, and I'm sure there's going to be somebody that was also curious about that too. Or maybe you weren't, but now that you know, you're like, oh, that is a thing worth thinking about. Because it is worth thinking about. Oh, and of course this is new to me on the tab here. It's Nike with some sort of Korean lettering talking about whatever, and then on the back too. So, you know, it's different. But anyways, overall, I do like the shoe. It's going to be one of those ones where it's hard to wear anything with it, I guess. If you're into matching, I don't care a whole lot one way or the other. I dress myself like a 6-year-old who was left unattended most of the time, so I'm good. But anyways, I did really want these for the 3M, and I'll have to get some pictures up of that so you can see what that's all about, because that's what got me in. And these, I bought a 9. I always buy 9s in my Air Maxes, so I haven't worn a pair of 90s in a while, but I feel like these are going to fit the same. If not, I will put a little note in here in the video, because I'm not going to try them on right now, but I will leave space to say something if I need to say it. Probably right about here. True to size, didn't doubt myself, not for a minute, but I just wanted to confirm for you guys, because I appreciate every last one of you. Thank you. Anyways, these I did pay 189,000 won for, which came out to just over 160, like 166, something like that. So I'm pretty sure that's around what retail would have been. These feel like they would have been like a $150, $160 shoe. But on the box here, unlike the normal American boxes, where it'll say on the left side or on the right side like what the price is. These don't have that last part of the sticker. So I don't know. And also, if you're curious about the colors, Mars Stone and Magma Orange. Feel like they made those up, but well, obviously they had to make them up because those aren't normally colors you see on crayons and stuff. But yes, overall, wrapping this whole review up, I like the little black space style that they have for the sole, and then matching that up with like the upper that is like the actual planet. Got the astronaut style touches or astronaut suit style touches on the back and on the tongue and on the sole. Overall, this was a well-designed shoe, and that 3M, the deal sealer, if you will, that is an amazing thing. So that's going to be it for me on this review. I think I have covered everything I needed to say and probably a little bit extra, because that's generally how things work around here. So give you guys another good look at that guy right there. So yeah, definitely recommend these if you can get your hands on them. They release stateside wise sometime tonight. I want to say like for me tonight, for states in the morning at like 10 is like the general time, and then there are a bunch of releases on the sites like Sneakers and stuff and End and all that, and those you just got to look into that, because those international shipping sites, those releases are all over the place. I mean, they have their own pattern, but you gotta pay attention to them and really know what's going on there. So again, that's it for me. You guys have a nice rest of your day and or night, and I will see you again. I don't know, I got a shipping notification today for something, so like 7 to 10 days, something like that. All right.